In this challenge, I have asked you to reuse existing React component, and it is my button component. Here below there is button 1 that was created using this my button component. And our goal is to create one more button. And first I need to adjust HTML file. You may notice that here I am looking for ID button 1. And after that I insert button 1 into the DOM using React DOM.render. And here we pass two arguments, button 1 and button container 1. So button 1 is new React element that was created using React.createElement function. And button container 1 points to the place in the DOM where this element will be inserted. Okay, let's first adjust index.html file. And let's add one more div here. I will add it here below this one. Div tab, and let's set its ID equal to button 2. If I'll save this now and go back to the browser, I will not notice any changes here, so no button was added. But if I will inspect this page, click on this icon and click, for example, on this button, you will see that this div is actually here, but now it is empty. Okay, let's go back to code. Let me also add here line break in order to make those two buttons separated. So let's just add two BR tags like this. Let's save HTML file and close it. Now let's go on with index.js file. I will simply copy this part and paste it here below. And here will be, let me add comment, button 1, and here will be button 2. Okay, so here I will create new variable button 2, and this button 2 will be also result of the React.createElement function call. And we will reuse here my button class, but now object with properties will be changed, and color here will be secondary. Here will be button container 2, and I will find element with ID button 2. And finally, I will render new element to the DOM. Here will be button 2, and here will be button container 2. Let's save this and let's look at the result in the browser. And here it is. Now there are two buttons. Let's test them. If I click this one, its title changes. If I click this one, now this title changes. So behavior of those two buttons is independent. And those two buttons differ only in color. Okay, let's now look at those buttons here in the console. Let me delete this message and let's look at button 1. So this button 1 is an object and it has props that is equal to this object color primary. And its type is equal to the myButton class. If I will look at button 2, let's look at it. I will see similar object with same type. It is also class myButton. But now props property here is this object with color secondary. And now it is single difference between those two buttons. Okay, let's now go back to code and let's add one more difference in styling and let's adjust variant. And instead of contained here, I will refer to this .props.variant. And now I need to add variant property to the properties object that is passed here as a second argument. So let's add it here. Variant, colon, and here I can use one of those options. Either text or flat or outlined or something else. Okay, let's use, for example, outlined here. I'll copy this value and paste it here. And let's set variant property also for button 2. Variant, colon, and for this button let's choose another variant, for example, extended fab. I will copy it and paste here. Okay, now let's try to save this and see what will change in the browser. And now those two buttons differ not only in background color, but also in styling. Let's click on this one, and here is its behavior, and if I click on this one, you see how it changes when I click on it. Okay, let's now try to access button 1 and button 2 here. So button 1, and if I will expand it and look at its properties, you see here object with two name value pairs, color primary and variant outlined. And same will be for button 2, but this props object will be different. It is with color secondary and variant extended fab. Okay, this challenge demonstrates you how you can easily reuse React component, and you can create as many elements as you want using just single React component. And all what you need to do is to set properties object for each element that is created using specific React component. And in this challenge, React component was created using ES6 classes, and syntax you are already familiar with. Also, we have reused other component that is located in the material UI library. And here is an object with properties for this external component. Okay, that's all for this challenge, but if you want, you can go on and play with this yourself. You can create new classes, you can use another components from material UI library, and so on. But please note that in this example I didn't use ES6 modules that allow you easily import or export, for example, classes and so on. So ES6 modules require also Webpack for proper operation in web browser. But we have not yet discussed Webpack and ES6 modules. That's why in this example I have added all JavaScript libraries like Material UI, React DOM, and React directly into our project. And in the index.html file, I have added references to them using script tags. Also, in this example, I didn't use any JS6 syntax, so everything in plain JavaScript. But I hope you got an idea and basic understanding of how ES6 classes are used in React. Okay, see you after the pause. Bye bye.